The Origins of Life, Waves of Enlightenment, Part 7. So we were looking at the cymatic patterns that we get on the fish, snakes, turtles, etc. And we're seeing this. We can see water pattern, can't we? But we can also see that flower of life kind of pattern. And how that matches up with that tree of life pattern as well. See, it's more like a heart shape. But as it moves, it's always changing its shape, isn't it? So how light comes through and it makes its patterns, and it's always changing. Which I suppose is like, why is there so much variety of life in that kind of sense? You see how it joins. So you're seeing rings, and then it's creating that Vesica Pisces shape. So you're seeing that flower of life pattern. Sometimes it's zigzags and diamonds, triangles, all your straight lines. And then it moves and morphs, doesn't it? So we're seeing it all change into all different patterns and stuff. But you're still following that flower of life kind of shape and pattern. A sun on each segment. So you got all your circles as well. More circles. It's not the best picture, bro. More circles. And the last one. You see sun, don't we? You see like it's got the shape there, but it's got the sun going through middle. So like the head of a snake, a duck, all that kind of stuff, like a bird's head and then its neck, or a reptile's head and its neck, turtle, etc. So light being in middle, being like connected to its brain in that kind of sense, or even its heart, So for each different part of your body, you got like 3 different segments, haven't you? Or 3 different dantians. Dantian is an energy reservoir for for your meridian gates. So your chakras kind of, as that energy comes through, that's where it all, it kind of becomes a reservoir for all that energy. So it kind of like store throughout the day and stuff. Which is continuously flowing anyway, but these points of day will use more energy, So, yeah, we're seeing all patterns that we're coming into just for sunspots. So it's separating now. So it's like the water must have been calmer and there's less peaks and troughs. But here we've got like the line coming across the top, like on those fish. So you can see that light, basic cross pattern of the light coming through. And this is that line. So that'd be like the spine of it. And on fish, some of them, it'd have a line coming down side. But some of them, it doesn't have to be in them all, does it? So you got your heart shape as well, where the sun is. And your lines breaking up. Got one on the spine. Part of it's there, but other parts it's gonna, it's disappeared there, but it's broken here. So it just fluctuates between all patterns. I see now we got this pattern on its head. How that looks like the tree of life. Maybe it won't turn upside down. But yeah, maybe if it were turned upside down, it might look more correct. It might be right that way. It might work both ways. Because you've got your mouth, but then because it's like a box in it, and then it's got like a bit that comes down. So like if you turn it upside down, you can see the box and you can see where it goes down there. So I mean, it is connected to the rest of the body. So maybe it does go both ways. You got these. And so it breaks up into these segments. They're like, you know, rectangular blocks kind of thing in there. So how that kind of like fits in with Flower of Life and stuff. You see all of it. You see all patterns here and stuff like that. I like the swirling bit and these parts. It's like, you know, you can imagine a circle there, a circle there. It's almost got like that part there to connect to this and stuff like. So you've got it all. You can see it everywhere. So that's your spine line. And that one's got the stripes. Whereas this one, you can see the Vesica Pisces and Flower of Life kind of stripes and patterns and stuff. It breaks up into more circular patterns and then back into stripes and stuff. As it flows and changes. And that's just in contrast, you know, because it's like you've got all those different types of snakes, all the different patterns and stuff, but you've also got the pattern where it's more of the photograph aspect. So that's like the seafloor, and you've got all the green ocean, the shallow water. If you look through it that direction, it'd be green. You look down and it's kind of like you can see through it, can't you? So, but even at this angle, it's a yellow. It's what kind of white cream, kind of off-white, and then it's got this yellow glow, and it's kind of like, it looks luminescent. So you can see it almost looks like the sunlight kind of glowing off at ocean floor. If you see it as like a 3D image, but it looks too bright for me. Pictures be taking it properly. But it's a little bit off topic. I just want to do it as a contrast. Because you get all, you know, all the patterns, but then like, you know, the ones that don't have a pattern. So again, you're seeing it, you know, the light coming through, and it kind of creates these patterns and stuff. So we're seeing it. We're seeing the same thing, but it's more of a functional aspect because you can see the shapes of the shells. So then now that kind of comes in, you see those lines, which is like on the shell part. You got the sun dots, and then you got the actual shell line, and then there's like a dark area, and it goes light again. So that's like part of that cymatic pattern which it's creating, and how that matches up where legs are. It's like the white part kind of comes into. It's like it crisscrosses, and then that comes into leg, which is quite cool. Like I say, it's like functional in that kind of how that Flower of Life pattern is. So you're seeing it again there. Again, it's just the sun there, but then how it kind of joins up, the water splits it, and it kind of creates these patterns. And again, it is more looking like the Tree of Life pattern, which it has to be, you know, important. You know, an important part of the like sacred geometry and stuff, especially kind of when the animals present it. then it's telling you its importance in a sense. Like I say, like having the picture of the ocean on the sides of a fish, all that kind of stuff. Um, it's telling you where it came from. You know what I mean? So without that information, I wouldn't have been able to make this content and stuff like. So if it does display these patterns or anything, you know, I mean, whatever it's trying to say, it's just trying to read it in that kind of way. So we've got the jumping spider, like we've seen them before with the sunset, all that kind of stuff. And this is the other variant. So how this looks more like the tree of life. And also, before it was a face, you know, it looked like the sun and then it was reflected on the other side and stuff. So we're seeing the same pattern. So that is a macro of a micro, the face is a micro of a macro. Like I say, our face, if we like connect it to your back and you can see it that way, or from the front, you know what I mean? Um, it's your face is kind of like, it's based on that construct of what your body is. So, you know, so it looks proportionally correct towards your body. Um, so there's a link and there's a pattern to it. So how it, you know, forms and grows and all these kind of things. So it's got a bit same for spiders. You know, that's a macro of its face. Oh, it should be. There should be a relationship between it. You know, there's one aspect of like I see two eyes. You know, but above here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. That might be its third eye. But you got 4 there. You know, you got some at sides as well. So they might be round at the back of its drawing. So it brought me to this. I was looking through Flower of Life pattern, and as I came to this one, it seemed to make more sense. Remember the fish I showed in the last episode, and it's like a dark spot, but it's trailing across the sky, like like it's got that time aspect, so you can see the movement of it and stuff. So I was thinking, do you know, like the Audi logo? You can see it there. You got your one ring, you've got another ring, another ring, and another ring. So you've got like the 4 rings in that kind of sense. Put it that way, and it's more obviously like an eye shape. So, so with the Audi symbol, that's like the movement. So one ring, and then a bit of time lapse at the time lapse. So each time, you know, it moves, it's got like a duration to it. You know, the duration of how long it's taken for the sun to get from there to there, say. Then that's appropriate for like the construct of like how we relate to time. You know, because your body is in the 3D environment, you've got perception of distance and perspective, all that kind of thing. But you've also got the perspective of time as well, and how that kind of you need some passage of time to have a sense of past, and then you need that sense of past to even conceptualize a sense of future, you know. So that kind of sense of time in a way. I mean, it's like the ocean does it itself with like how it shows the anatomy. So like hair, for example. There's a lot of different examples and stuff like, but hair, it grows, doesn't it, and stuff like. So it's showing you that movement of the water when it leaves the body of water, and it's like just a splash. But if that time lapse, it's become a line, you know what I mean, and stuff like. So it's all that. I mean, it's like part of how we grow as well, and all these kind of things. So yeah, in terms of like relevance, then we've got that, haven't we? How it looks like an eye and all that kind of stuff. So we try and see it like that. Blurry. So we do look similar. There's similarities. So because you get this double aspect, you get your double song dogs rather than your single ones. It seems to have like more lines and patterns and all these kind of things. So you can see that V shape there. You can see it again there. I suppose there's another little one there, and it's upside down again, foot rest. It don't work that way. So it's likely to be going that way. If it's that way, because its tail's off, that's the tail. It's box at top. Your 6 there, and then a tail. So the tail, like you get insects with 6 legs, and then its head's there. So that might be the front rather than the tail. You know what I mean? It depends on the anatomy of the creature and all that kind of such. It seems to have a lot of lines in that one. Oh yeah, see this one? See that part of it? You see, you've got V there, right? So you've got them patterns, but that's the other part. So that way, wasn't it? Oh, it didn't work. Because it didn't have its V part. Never mind. So when you look at that and then you compare that to the Beatles, you remember, hold on a second, I'll get a picture. Yeah, so we've got this pattern, we've got the triangles. So when you look at it like that, in where the familiarity is with it all, whichever way up it is. So yeah, that looks more right than the other way, I think. So we see, you know, like, so we started the drawings of it, how it compares to like the human body and stuff. And for our life, you've got the guy in the centre. You got the circles which go overlapping, so that's like time in that kind of sense and stuff. So you go back there and you can see like that be the heart or the stomach. Imagine the heart. I think I think these are your shoulders. These would be like, this is your head section. So this would be like your upper dantian, upper reservoir for all your chakras and stuff like, for all your light energy, all that kind of stuff. And then you got your crown chakra, and your third eye, your throat chakra, that might be your throat chakra, but it's kind of connected to it all in that kind of way and stuff. So your heart would be connected to everything in that kind of way. It shows you a flower of life pattern. It's only faint in background. You can see it. So there you got the overlay with the flower of life, all lines and all that kind of stuff, and showing you how it relates and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, apparently, that's where your heart is, and that's where I was pointing to on the previous picture. So the throat of there, and that'd be the heart, and then that'd be the next. I can't zoom in now. It's more like your stomach. I mean, there's a brain in your heart. There's that relationship between your heart, your stomach, and your mind, and they've all got like an intelligence, a brain behind them, and stuff like. Maybe that one's more important. The one in your stomach. So it's more of a life force aspect of things. So then we've got as tree of life. How it relates to it all and stuff. Your Taurus field. Oh yeah, your double helix, which connecting with that Taurus field, and it's just the flow of things. You like compare that to like qigong and like acupuncture, where they've mapped out all the meridians and all those kind of things and stuff like. So how things correlate in that kind of sense. And then you've got your flower of life, which is kind of like with the tree of life in it. So I wanted to show you Dan MC's video of the eclipse, and it shows you this. It looks like a face, and it's like all those patterns and stuff. And I don't know, is it like during the eclipse, maybe the angle and perspective of those patterns kind of match up better, because you can't really see it as well, previously. And you might not be able to see it very well on your phone, for best and stuff kind of thing like. But I'll put a link in anyway, so everybody can see it and all that kind of thing, because that's really good. It kind of like matches up with it, and and all that kind of stuff like. So I got a feature that. It's upside down. There's something there. It's in front of the screen rather than past the picture. So I just wanted to do this. So like last 5 minutes of video. So what's that press and play? Got Starlings. It's called Murmuration. When we start doing all this type of stuff. So it's when you think about the ocean and how we're moving. This is supposed to be a mystery of why they do it and or what they're doing and all these kind of things and stuff. And it looks like a segment of the ocean. Sometimes separated, and just like I say, it's a segment of the ocean, so you can separate. But it's more than that. It's kind of like it's showing you like it's the micro and macro dance as it's moving around like the ocean. It's showing you how each individual starling works together in a group to form the macro, which is the ocean, and in that kind of sense. It's a micro and macro dance, so that's kind of like what it is in that kind of sense. So it's like looking at the pictures of the ocean on the fish. You know, they're showing you photographs of where they came from. So in the same sense, these are doing that same thing. And that's the micro, when it turns back into a starling. It's like all of them together. See, a lot of it looks like see how it goes across then? Because it looks like a wave, and then it's like you see like a beak come out of it, which the waves often do. We were pointing out the ocean waves looking like a beak. You see like a wave, and then you see like a bit of a beak at the end as well. That's like a wave. That looks like a person coming out of water for a second. So it might, maybe it doesn't have to be just birds, but I do think it's definitely related to the ocean and stuff. But we're looking for a person. Yeah, this one. Oh, I think it was the last one actually. Let's hold that bit again. You see then, like its head and its arm and all these kind of things. Look like waves. So like the reindeers and the ants and the goats, which were like going in circles and stuff, and fish. You've got it here, but it's much more illustrative. You know what I mean? They're saying a lot more in a way. You can see it better. Like the fish going in circles, I didn't really see them kind of make the shape of a bird or shape of a fish or that kind of thing. That's bloody. But still, it's like an ocean. So I'll leave it at this, and I'll get on with the next one. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in a bit.